Hello, buddy. Welcome back. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in here and finish this. I think we did a couple of these last episode, but it'll announce this again. Okay.
Don't have to result in terrible wars, but it's much
Alright,
more
so what did we
do.
do here? I mean, I guess I could get, like, the missile resist, as goofy as that is. Like, not really going to cast the other things, so that'll help a little bit if I get focus fired. So I think I might actually try to lean onto the Lord of Change, just looking at that a little bit more. That building. It is very expensive, but, and like the first 2 points in it do kind of suck, but like, in the first 2 buildings. But, first of all, I need this technology. I can't remember what it's... Gives Glean Magic. Oh, it was for the quest, for the Blue Scribes, that's right. And also, like, these are pretty good units if you get all the technologies for them. So, you get something that gives you an extra use of their bound spells. And bound spells, of course, don't cost you magic. So, you basically get 2 of these... fireball type of spells, which, yes, they're not that great, but if you're flying, that does help a lot with kind of their usefulness. You get 2 extra Fires of Tzeentch, and if you get their techs, you get Glean Magic, which is free again, so that's going to give you the extra acceleration and the extra, like, you know, 2 or 3 power reserve for each one, and you can cast that twice. That's basically like 5 extra power reserve and just a lot of extra magic there. And then you can get these upgrades too. So you get Treason of Tzeentch if you want that. So the Leadership Buster, you can get 2 of those for free, which is usually like 10 Winds of Magic. You get Infernal Gateway, which is a big like AoE spell, and you get Tzeentch's Firestorm, which is another big AoE spell. So you basically get like 100, maybe not that much, but like 50 to 100 Winds of Magic worth of free spells per one of these birds that you get. And I mean, you could bring in like 5 of these things in an army, and I think it wouldn't be that ridiculous, because they're flying, they cause terror, they have like okay stats, a lot of HP. They're 425 each in terms of cost, but, you know, that's on par with a lot of top tier units. And flying is obviously extrememely good during sieges. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that they might be good. So the Mutalisk Beast is still good. We'll try to get some of those. But I think really leaning hard into the magic. I mean, obviously, that's kind of what you want to do. Makes sense thematically with Tzeentch, but it's kind of like downplaying just how strong those birds can be, I think. Okay. So let's go here.
What next? Swap Thorgrim's beard for a sword. Dress as a Fenrir and lead an invasion of...
So now we have to decide how many more turns. So this is going to be ready in 1 turn. We'll have the ability to get Cockatrice. And maybe a Chariot. And then we'll have Spawn, and really the Warriors of Tzeentch in 2 turns is going to be the big one. So the question is, do we come down with this army and restock, or do we just wait and just take all this down? And can this guy beat this army?
Refused. Empower magics.
And do I just burn this? 120 gold a turn. I mean, that's a free, like... I guess we just burn this, as much as that's kind of lame to do it. Like, giving me an extra battle victory is important. That's just kind of a freebie. So I guess let's just start with that.
A locus of violence.
So I had thought I didn't want to like disrupt my money or whatever by burning this, but we do need you know, we need to get these winds out so we can get out of this property. And you get a little bit of free XP. Okay, so yeah, I think we just obviously get rid of that, and then we just throw up a parasitic one. Yeah, maybe we're losing out on 50 gold a turn or something like that, but I think it's probably worth. Okay.
Tzeentch's slave. Tzeentch's sorcerer.
Okay, I guess we'll get that just for cost reduction.
Fabulous.
I don't know. Like, we can hire Forsaken now. When I hire like 4 of those. But that's gonna get... We don't really want to do that. At the end of the day, I don't think, because we want to replace those, like we talked about last time with Warriors of Chaos, that I think are just better for a front line. Like, having a couple of Forsaken are okay, and they're certainly better than Marauders, but they're just not as good of a frontline unit.
Frazzling fiends.
How many are down here? Like 2, 3. I think if we just run it up the interior, like around here, that'll probably be fine.
Take them. Break them.
Now I'm attacking with him so that I don't have to use all of my movement with my main army here. Stink Tank is a little dinged up. Let's fight this manually, because we might have to go down there, and we're going to have to go down there and fight that 20 stack with him, I think. And then we can pick up those extra units if we want, because our army is a little bit weaker. Okay. Good, they're just gonna wait on me. Probably. I was gonna say, it could be a little dangerous, like if they rush at me ASAP and they kill this guy before reinforcements arrive. That's bad. But if I just hang out, I mean, they're gonna get to make like a tower while I wait. A tower or two, which is gonna be annoying, but it's like not that big of a deal. Get him over here, start deployment, boom. Now, do I want any more, like, cockatrices? Probably not. I mean, we want to get away with the smallest army that we can that'll get the job done. However, this army also does need to be fairly strong for these quest battles, too. So, that is a consideration.
Changeling! I am you!
That. Air squad.
Moving now.
Embrace the forbidden!
For the changer of ways. Spread change.
Okay, do that. It's fine. Okay, what all do we have? Okay. Okay, they're doing like these traps. What do these even do? Instead of towers. That one looks different. I don't think any of them damage. I think they all just like slow or like lower some, you know, some things. There's a tower over here.
Ranging target! Changing waves! The Weaver's decree!
Okay. Got that tower taken out.
The cult is ready! Quick march! We are ready! Take aim! Going! My Ulrich rock!
Come on! Spreading ruination!
Man, that's kind of worthless. I mean, it's hard, like, they're just, like, moving around so much. They'll dodge your stuff, usually pretty well. Okay, so it doesn't shoot the actual, like, big fires on this dude with the chariot or whatever. Now, can I cast this on the steam tank? Let's see. It is metallic, so I don't know if it's going to heal it or not. It does. Nice. Okay, good.
Speed! Sigma, guide our fire!
Where's that missile fire coming from? Okay, we gotta shut that up. Okay, we gotta watch out too because wasn't sure if I'd be able to heal the Tzeentch. Man, Kugath's so strong. Such a strong lord in general. Okay, there we go. And let's see, I might as well just go ahead and pop off that steam tank. So as usual, as I'm sure you guys know, single entities, if you heal them, they keep that healing at the end of a battle. Multi-target entities, it just gives them back all of their HP per entity. So it can look like, you know, a unit's at 50% health, but then if none of the actual entities died in that battalion, then they get healed back to full. That's why I like Monstrous Infantry for one reason among many, is usually it's low entity count, so something like, you know, 16 per that might have 500 HP per entity. They can look like they're half health, but they're actually full at the end of the battle. Versus single entity, standalone stuff, they always keep whatever their current health is at the end of a battle. They don't get to heal up anything. So that makes, like, most healing spells very good against, like, with single entity stuff. Now, some stuff can heal dead entities, right? Like the Invocation of Nehek and things like that. But that's a little more rare. Okay, Glittering Scales. Didn't we have something else that I still need to equip too? The Helm of Discord, I think. Okay, so Symbiotic, Trickster Cult. Okay. And then here... Okay, so anywhere in the center I will be able to recruit. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this process up. That's going to be, what, 11, 15 turns? So I'm probably going to have to global recruit. Hopefully we'll be out of here before 15 turns, but... Now, I don't get the 10% replenishment. That's just allied armies. We don't have that many allies. $12 armor and 6 melee attack for kind of my top-end beast units. I mean, that's pretty good later on. 10% more barrier. Is that what is the barrier on these units? Like 500 or something? Missile strength. I mean, yeah, for blue horrors, but I don't think I'm going to have an army that has a ton of those. Like, they're nice, but just a couple of them. We talked about this one just being kind of garbage. Like, the melee attack and charge bonus are okay, but really, I would much rather have something like defense or armor. Because these are just frontline units that aren't going to do most of my damage. That's strictly just flamers. I mean, the weapon strength and charge bonus is good. We probably will have a couple of Chaos Knights. Like, that's not a big deal. They are, like, high impact units usually. They can get a lot of kills. A big problem with your cavalry as Tzeentch is you don't have any anti-large cavalry. And that's a big deal. You're going to get smashed by, you know, other factions that have really good, you know, cavalry that's anti-cavalry. Maybe it is just these. If I am going to use a decent amount of birds as my air force, and I got a Mutalisk. It's not relevant now, but none of them are really relevant right now. Or I could just go into blue. Don't need lightning strike because we have teleport stance. I think. I mean, the nice thing about lightning strike is you can hit multiple targets on the same turn, but you can with teleport stance too, it looks like, because we get 20% more movement, and it let me do it twice if your units are close together. 30% healing for your lord is good, but I can just use the healing thing like we just did in combat. We have so much magic. Usually that's not a big deal. 9% upkeep's always good. So it's like all these trees kind of suck. It's like, okay, I can change the winds of magic in a province, but usually I'm going to be topped off anyways. So I guess it's red tree. I mean, like, this stuff over here is probably pretty good. Like, leadership and missile resistance for your front line. That's actually not your important frontline stuff. Weapon strength, anti-infantry. Okay, that's pretty good. Armor, leadership, and missile resist. There we go. That's great. For your chosen and all that stuff. And then the flamers have their own thing. So yeah, like these trees are pretty good, and then this like Master of Fates or whatever is pretty good. I think it gives like melee attack and defense. So I guess we'll just go in the red tree, warped retainers, and Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch. Do they have anything with chosen? Maybe riders? Okay, chosen is just the charge bonus and movement speed. They're so slow it doesn't matter. It's basically just 6 melee attack is all it's going to matter. So I guess we'll just do riders and then do warped retainers. Okay.
Always scheming.
This dude, I guess just burning head. Probably not going to use him that often, but maybe.
Flickering fire, frazzling fiends.
Just get this so we can cast a bit more.
Fickle fine. This win is mine.
Alright.
Bringing bedlam.
And I guess we just move down to here. We are invisible right now, so he could walk into us.
Unpredictable, unforeseen, unholy victory.
So if you just established a cult, I guess. No, I am still invisible there. Alright, so let's go ahead and crank this up more. And then we'll just go ahead and get rid of this dude for now. I mean, if I keep him around for one more turn, I do get some extra whatever. It doesn't matter, though. That's kind of strange. I mean, I guess, like, the ammo makes sense. It would be better, I think, if it said, with more corruption, you got more magic somehow or something. Like, your total power reserves are increased by up to 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, depending on corruption level. Every, 20 gave you 2 more points, something like that. But anyways, minor detail, doesn't matter. Okay, and I guess we'll wait on this, and we're just going to try to not fight. If he runs directly over here, that could be a problem. But, let me see. Do we have any alliances? I can't even remember. No, we had a couple of friends, but they died.
Dominate.
Oh, nobody likes this. Okay. That's the kind of weird thing. It's like stuff that's like built on alliances with evil factions. It's like, unless you can force them to be your friend, like with Slaanesh, which they nerfed, but used to be a lot more powerful. Okay, I guess we're still just going for this, and we're just going to try to get paid off. Did we see? So it's 500 gold per turn. I think, didn't we sack it this turn or last? Yeah, they haven't repaired it yet, so we're keeping an eye on that. And then did we already move our dudes here? We haven't. Okay. So this guy's going for Prague.
I serve the eagle.
This guy's going for this place. Just praying we don't get intercepted here. Yeah, and then we're doing a blue building here. Could sell the income building for something else. Could get diplomacy with Tzeentchian factions. Or Norscan, Warriors of Chaos, Beastmen. I mean, if we did decide to do an Unholy Citadel everywhere, like, that does cost a lot of money if we're really rich, but we could get alliances pretty quickly if we ever decided that we wanted to do that. And then we could get alliance points, but it does have a really high upkeep, or, like, initial cost to do that. It's like 2,000. I guess it's not, like, that high, but it's like 6,000 gold, 12 turns, and 200 gold a turn to do it. 50 bucks. I guess that's not that bad. That's 10 extra. $25 extra. I mean, I haven't even spotted that many factions. The thing is, like, unless you're really close to where another faction is and you're actively killing their enemies they're at war with, it's really hard to get any kind of, like, meaningful diplomacy to where you're going to get, like, defensive alliances with people, which is what you want, you know, if you're trying to get those outposts. I think you have to have at least defensive. I can't remember if you have to have defensive or military. I think defensive's fine. Yeah, I mean, we're killing all the Norscans, so they're not gonna like that. Yeah, they don't like that we're killing other Norscans. It's like, do I need those allied things? I just don't think so. All the humans are kind of getting wiped. Ecstatic legions. I don't know, like, getting some units from the Fecundites and stuff like that, like, if we could actually get chosen and things like that. But how does that work? Because they, with the Warriors of Chaos, because they like, recruit small units and they level them up over time, so I don't even think I could recruit any high-level things from Warriors of Chaos. It would just be the demons that would matter. Norscans aren't that great. I could maybe get, like, their war mammoths, but, like, maybe. I just don't think it's worth it at this point. I'd just rather spend my money on, like, more armies. Probably. I mean, maybe that's a mistake, but... Okay, we've got that. Move those 3 people. I don't think there's anything else we need to do here. Because, like, I'm still not totally pimped out with my armies, right? Like, each one of them is, like, half an army. So it's going to be, you know, to make these more professionalized armies, I'm going to be negative 2,000 gold a turn, probably. And then I've got to buy these, like, 10,000 gold buildings if I want access to the elite units. So I just think I'd rather spend my money. I'm not that rich right now. At all. It looks like I am, but don't be fooled. I'm gonna go negative pretty soon. Okay. I think we're good on that. Like, your income is not that crazy. Like, I'm not getting very much money from these sacks. The buildings are very expensive to get, like, the tier, especially tier 4 plus. The high-end units are pretty expensive. I don't have a lot of things that lower the upkeep of units, especially if I don't go down the blue tree. I'm not going to get that, you know, minus 15% or so upkeep. So it just looks kind of strong because I've been able to get away with just having one army for so long due to the mechanics.
Deceiver.
Where people can't find me, and it's basically a lot of hit and run and just like moving to another side of the map once everyone went aggro with me in Empire.
Refused.
Those do a lot of damage.
All this white
But
uniformity.
I think we can deal with, like, I think Pink Horrors should melt him. And our artillery should do pretty well against him.
Whisperer of unwelcome truths. Innocent white snow to conceal all my deeds and crimes.
Who is this? Hold up. What is this mission? Okay, it's just like a little minor thing. Alright.
As fate demands.
Oh, I forgot to put those items on. I don't think it's gonna matter, but I need to, that's fine. I need to put on the helm or whatever and glittering scales. I mean, usually by the time we're engaging them in melee, they're already so busted up from all the magic. But, like, I need to get that on there because there will be some fights where that's, like, gonna be relevant. Maybe this one. They have a lot of dogs. We're not, like, super weak to dogs. Or, like, cavalry type of stuff, but... This is interesting. My god, that's white.
Ready for chaos.
That over here.
To us the foe.
Flying squad.
On your word.
Enforcers of change.
Can't even see where I can hit. I think I can hit from there.
He's the formless horror.
In your sights.
Tugat, play. My experiment succeeds. Slaughter them.
Careful, these things are taking a bit of heat.
Tugat, play. They die. Destined to win. We are his pawns.
What are those dogs? Okay.
Tzeentch pulls our strings. Blade Weaver. Moving.
Yes, General! We are many!
Agent of change. Sensible location. Tugat assaulting. Finger of sickness. Embrace the forbidden.
Okay, so they already retreated once, so they should be dead. Does anyone need a heal?
Nurgle's pestilent brewmaster.
Those are kind of injured, but not really. I guess we just heal him up, top him off.
Ready ammunition!
Okay. Those Forsaken are putting some work in, man. Those things do some serious damage to, like, low-tier infantry. So, I don't know. Like, they're obviously better offensive choices than Warriors of Chaos early on, just because they hit so absurdly hard for, like, low-level infantry. Like, hitting for 65 weapon damage is very hard. Especially when you're talking about that kind of surface area. Right, that's like things that like elite cavalry would hit for. Like 60 stack units. Those things, there's like 80 in a stack as infantry. So that's a lot of damage if you get, you know, the full surface area. The thing with like infantry a lot of times is if you overdo it on infantry, you'll have a huge blob, and like most of those units aren't actually attacking. They're just kind of standing around waiting for people in front of them to die.
Death's for recognition.
So in sieges and things like that, or if you just can't, like anything else that's constricted where you can't get a good surface area with all of your infantry, it can be a problem.
The change.
Okay, took them out. Now we can go along this border. Let's see, what can we hire? Okay, Cockatrice is 2 turns. We want one more of those. Do we? I mean, they never put up huge numbers, but it's like, okay. Having one chariot can be, like, alright. I probably wouldn't want to do more than one chariot. It's just kind of good just for running stuff down, cleaning things up. It does have a lot of armor, so can sort of frontline, as long as it's not against spears. So, I mean, even just sitting there auto-attacking, it's still, you know, is 40 melee attack. But, I mean, obviously, the best case is if you're using it to run over stuff with its big charge bonus and its pretty heavy weight, right? 1500 is not even that heavy. So it's not doing that much impact damage. I mean, I'd rather just have Chaos Knights, but they're going to be several more turns. Yeah, they're going to be 5 more turns on those. Waiting one more turn on Chaos Warriors. I don't know if there's going to be a 2-turn higher or a 1-turn higher. I think spawn are usually 2 turns. So if I grab a couple of how strong are the World Wakers still? Sort of. I'm trying to think, like, can I send this guy just, like, around this coast? My secondary army, can they just, like, sweep all this? What are... these are other things. Now, this had, like, crazy money coming in, but I don't know if I want to fight that dude. That way is too annoying. I think just come up and go for Monolith and then just roll down here. It's like 2 turns between each town.
Empower magics.
Now he needs mostly frontline too.
Chaos.
Okay, let's do, let's just have him. I guess he can come down and take this stuff up and then loop back around and grab these things. But that's where we're probably going to encounter the biggest armies. They're probably like right in this area. I think. Obviously could be wrong about that, but...
We should move.
Okay, let's go here and then we'll hire...
Phantasmagoria we make.
1 cockatrice. We'll try one of these and just see how it goes. Even if it's just running down stuff that's trying to flee, it could be okay. They could also like knock down doors, you know, on a siege and just kind of open up flanks. They aren't a siege attacker, but I think they do like okay against doors. The cockatrices can go over there and open up doors too. Or do I just say whatever and just get 2 more cockatrices? I think I just do that and just skip this. I'm not totally sold on these things. Okay, and we'll wait, and if Chaos Warriors are 1 turn, we'll hire a couple of those next turn.
A squealing synergy.
And this guy, we'll get a couple of cockatrices with this guy. Well, I don't want to do that because then I'm going to have to wait until next turn for the Chaos Warriors. Because then I'm going to be like, I want to have these 2 spots free next turn. So I guess we'll just get a couple more Forsaken here. You see what I'm saying? Then the Forsaken will be completed. And then if Chaos Warriors are... only take 1 turn, then I can hire the Chaos Warriors with this guy next turn. if they're 2 turns, then I can just move this guy up and just start hiring him with this guy. Or start hiring the cockatrice is probably with this guy. So, okay. I think that all makes sense. Hopefully. Makes sense to me. Okay, and then...
I serve the eagle. Tzeentchian fire. His gaze upon the war's age.
Katarin, Kostalton, Mother Astanka. A challenge redirected. Okay. I mean, that's doable. I don't know what kind of reinforcements we're gonna have, but... Break the resolve of the mortal men until they have no choice but to be pawns in my schemes. Okay. Trickster cultist contacted. +1 summoned via technologies. God, 3,000 gold a turn now off of those. Kind of leech that money there. What is this? Oh, just raid it for money. Okay, did he heal this? Yeah, it's back to 1,000 a turn. So they basically heal the money up in like 1 turn. They've got some detection there now too. They've got 15 detection. Okay, so it's worth it. So like over 12 turns, eventually we get whatever that number is. 5,000 or so gold, 5 or 6,000 gold. So I mean, that's still pretty good. It's like 500 gold a turn, or something like that. So it's still pretty legit. Okay, again, this like diplomacy thing is kind of garbage, but just our rich places, we should be running those. Okay, and then over here, because I think we have enough books right now. If this didn't have the maintenance cost, 150 a turn for 6% spread, I just don't think we're that rich yet. Like, at a certain point, maybe I do these. Maybe if I really want to do this. Now, I guess I can switch it. It's telling me I can switch it from this one over to this one in 10 turns. That saves a couple of turns, saves a couple thousand gold if I want to make that switch. But again, like, Words of Chaos aren't going to matter. Beastmen could be handy if they have the tier, like, their upper level beasts, like their tier 5 beasts, tier 4, tier 5, Minotaurs, stuff like that. That's actually extremely good. Beastmen's probably my favorite faction. For a lot of reasons, but they do have really good tier 4, tier 5 units. So Warriors don't matter. Norska really doesn't matter. Tzeentch would be cool, sort of, if I befriended Kairos, but it's like a much later game thing. So now we do have a Trickster. Old World Blues. So I think it's Dark Elves that I've mentioned before. They've got some pretty rich areas too. Like Nagaroth is probably pretty rich. Obviously High Elves are pretty rich too, but like they don't have the same bonuses that the Dark Elves have early on. Remember the big thing about the Dark Elves is they 2 of those missions give us like plus 20 damage. Although, like, that doesn't seem like that's mattering that much. It feels like, as I sort of understand the gameplay here, that, like, magic matters more than almost anything else. So maybe I should be looking at that. I mean, all units doing 30% more missile damage is also really massive. And that's just... So I just have to kill Astragoth Iron Hand. Now, it does take 4 in the Darklands. Army upkeep 10%. Obviously extremely good. That's just one of the corruption ones. That's a freebie. Basically. So, I mean, I could just send somebody over there. I could send a cultist over there, establish a cult, just make a lord there, and just have them do that corruption to get the 10%. Like, that wouldn't be horrible. Shroud is another freebie. So those 2 are, like, free. Eliminate this guy. That's iffy. Golden Leech, so 10% extra money from parasitic buildings. It's okay. We do get an extra cultist for that. Chamber of Agony or Twisted Vullery. I don't remember. Not sure which one that is, but 12 battles against ogres, rampant plunder, and come from sack is okay. Veterans of Change is sort of whatever. Okay, but like Fate Provides is good. Hellforged Materials is pretty good. And their overall thing here, Greenskins show up to support you, which kind of sucks. 50 books per turn is good. You get some different forms, which don't matter. So that's okay, but yeah, like these Nagaroth ones, Infiltrate, Witchwood, the Ravaging Host, Tier 5 loot building, which is basically a freebie. If that could, I could just stick my dude there and go ahead and start that process even while I'm still over in another place. 12 against the Dark Elves, we get the base weapon damage, is pretty massive. Shroud. So we just have that. Battles against Dark Elves and Shroud, and that would give it to us. Infiltrate 3 settlements. Those 3. And we get more Trickster Cult. So that reward's kind of junk, but this dude, Facial Scruff. 10 leadership is nice. And then the overall is pretty horrible. We get Captain's Horn. And we get some bloated corpses, so that sucks. But the 20 extra damage total from piercing strikes and beating Dark Elves is just extremely good. Extremely good. So, even though we are mostly magical, like, we still have to hack stuff and kill it eventually. So I think we send it over there. I don't think it changes our game plan that much. Shutting out High Elves is nice, but Ten Winds of Magic per is okay. Sword of Cain is okay, but we probably don't need that. Bretonia is the other one that's like kind of nice too. We talked about that before. It's like we do want to shut Bretonia out of that final battle if we can. It's not going to be a lot of Bretonians left to kill, probably. Sacking or burning all 5 of those is really hard to do. It's okay, but... like 3 Doom Rockets, one-time thing is like okay, but not great. And then the Badlands to the south, these are usually really poor. There's like a couple of like Tomb King places that have some money, but Arcane Healing is quite good. Chainsword is a great weapon, but it's not really what we're all about so far. Upkeep is obviously very good. So to me, it seems like it's either Dark Elves, Oracles of Tzeentch. Now, I guess we could just befriend them, and that would count as 1. We've got your standard, just scout stuff out, that's 2, and then just kill the corn guy, that's 3. But I think we'll go ahead and send it over to Darklands. I just think that's the biggest thing right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, where's the Nagaroth Theater? I can also warp over there.
The joy we shall have with that.
Venom Glade. Okay, so that's pretty close to Witchwood. Pretty far from, like, proper Nagaroth. But hopefully Witchwood's not burned. If those elves can hold that property, elves are usually, like, make a lot of money in their forest because they can't occupy that many places. So usually it's fairly rich areas. Okay. That seems fine. Like, the Beastmen don't look like they're taking over too much yet. Hopefully. Okay.
Always.
So we got that tech going. I think we looked at everything else. Sorry.
Tinker.
Moved everybody, moved all the things. We started the, appropriate buildings everywhere. Yeah, I mean, we could think about upgrading these at this point. These, I don't know. Like, what's the upgrade on this? It's 469 from 313, so it is like another 150 gold. In Wort Bad, they're starting to make some money. How much? So I'm gonna need to recruit a couple of units, but like, any more expensive buildings coming up? Yeah, if we want to do this, it's 4,000. This one still has a few turns. It's gonna take us down to 13. Okay, so that's still garbage in a Fairland. Grinstadt. Doesn't matter how garbage it is, it could still be worth it. Okay, let's go ahead and do that with a few places. So we'll do Grinstadt, Moot, Mountains. Oh, I forgot to put the money building in there too. Yeah, we definitely want to do that. So, it's not bad. I should have done that, I think, last turn. I forgot a money building. Right, because they're not making that much. I guess I should check. They're not making that much money there, right? 10 gold, yeah. Okay. And then this place, got that maxed out. This place is good. What's... Oh, we don't have a book here. Yeah, we want the book. There's just literally nothing there, so it's burned. Miggle. Okay. So Athaloran just like randomly claimed that place. Okay, let's just get rid of that. We'll put a parasitic one in there next turn. That's... Well, it's the same... Is it the same amount of discoverability? It's 30 versus 20, so it's 10 more. It's getting a little dangerous if they could burn that. I think I'm not going to risk it on that one, because there's just too many, like, important military buildings there. Then Ice Pack's good. Reichland, we've got all that. Okay. Oh, how did I not see, like, needling? Okay. So it pays for its... How much is 2,000 gold for those, and they're usually about 150 more, so it pays for itself in like 12 turns or so. That's what I think. Usually if something pays for itself in like 15 turns or less, it's worth it. $20 turns is like pushing it. Because you have to start thinking about opportunity costs. I've had people ask me that in, like, past videos. Where it's like, oh, why didn't you, you know, fully upgrade this thing? Or sometimes people would ask me, like, more specifically back in the day, why don't I upgrade every town to tier 3 and get, like, a tier 3... you know, like defense building in every single town? And it's like, well, you got to start thinking opportunity cost. Like, is it really worth putting that money there when you could be putting it somewhere else that's like more productive? It's like sometimes the amount of money that a little small provincial town could generate for you, the amount of resources is not worth upgrading something, you know, all the way, or like devoting an army to try to defend it. Raid the following region. Grayling Moot. Just for fun. Get 2,400 gold. I mean, I could hire a lord that I already have there at some point. In the next few turns, it's free. Hire him, raid it, delete him. Okay, and I know we're pretty much at time here. Nice. Okay, Warriors of Chaos, only 1 turn. Thank you. That seems appropriate. The spawn are 2 turns, which I figured, which is probably fair. Most kind of monstrous units should probably be 2 turns, because they are high impact. I'm a big fan of them, as I've said a lot in many videos. But yeah, I think most infantry, except for like really top-end elite infantry, should be 1 turn. Because usually infantry, if you have to pick a class and like super overgeneralize, infantry is going to be one of the least like high impact roles. There are really good infantry, and I think factions that have a lot of melee can be super strong, but usually they're not like your business units, as I like to say. Like, that's not going to be your thing, not your carry units that are going to get you 300 kills in a battle. Sometimes exalted bloodletters, you know, things like that, you can get a lot of kills with infantry, but it's usually a really good kind of almost like support, bread and butter type of unit. So I do think that melee is good. I know that like Total War in the past has said something like melee sucked and it's all about ranged, but then he would also backtrack and say, well, except for the factions that are specialized in melee, right? So like, except for undead and beastmen and some of these other factions, their melee is good. It's like, well, no crap, right? If that's like what a faction is geared for, is melee, then yes, it's going to be good. Yeah, some factions that aren't geared for melee, yeah, their melee kind of sucks. Like elves, like wood elves melee is not that good, except for the trees. The trees are extremely good, but like the elf melee itself is underwhelming. But anyways, okay, so we'll grab a couple of these, and then once this completes, I think maybe we try to go for the quest battle.
I know not why the others.
So we'll start off next episode doing that.
I only seek to reduce their gullibility.
All that, missile resist, plague of rust. I mean, I just don't know what else to get. I guess I could get training. I mean, it sucks. 50 per turn is like a joke. 50 experience per turn, but I mean, this other stuff is almost literally worthless. Like, I'm just not going to cast these spells over other spells. Spread control doesn't matter. Assassinate doesn't matter. Hates Nurgle. I mean, am I ever actually going to fly down and fight? Maybe. I wish he had like a ranged tree where he got like upgraded his ranged attacks or something, but I guess I'll just get training, as like horrible as that is. I mean, he's fine. Like, he's a good caster. I just sit there and spam a lot of spells. It's cool, but it's just like the points don't do a lot.
Remember when I locked corn out of his throne?
Okay.
I summon Tzeentch's servants.
And we can just get this dude to raid also here in a second.
Snap, cackle, pop.
Oh, we can work like over here. Ooh, what does he have here though? We know he's got armies somewhere. We don't know where. I think it's a little too risky just to warp right over there. Okay. Let's warp there. Get a little bit closer. Now, if I win this,
The mutant end, perhaps.
doesn't it start like something crazy going on? I don't remember what. Let me see what happens when we do the grand scheme here. Oh, they invade either Ulthuan or Grand Cathay. So that's kind of telling me that's the place I should be going next. Ooh. Okay, we'll think about that. I'll look at that off screen. Obviously, we already sent somebody over to this place.
I serve the eagle.
Now, where is Witchwood? I think it's like in here. I can't remember. Isn't it like... I mean, I could just look here and see on the map. where's the Witchwood thing? Okay, so it's like right here. Whoa, whoa, really? It's that far? Oh my god, wait, where's my... I mean, Nagaron's right here, and that would be very... Okay, this place is not making as much money as I would have suspected. They don't have the special port. Isn't there some crazy port here that gives you a lot of gold? Maybe they changed it? Man, that's gonna... I guess it's not gonna take, like, that long, but it's annoying for sure. Okay, I think Witchwood's, like, right there. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns. Ugh. But that will give us 2 completions. I mean, we don't have to go over there right now. We've got this guy over there. It'll still be good money. We'll still get the plus 10 armor piercing just off of getting the tier 5 building. Then we can go over there and kill the Dark Elves later if we really want to. So it's not like a huge deal. If we do want to go to Cathay or Ulthuan. I mean, Ulthuan does have a couple of nice things. If the Norskins are going to raise hell in those areas and just make it a lot easier, then maybe I could do that. But, okay. Let me just end this turn. Okay, I know we're out of time here. Let's make sure this stuff is all good. So yeah, that's not worth... I should actually... just go ahead and convert that over at this point. It's a parasitic. Probably. Okay, that stuff's all good. Working on that. What am I missing here? It worked bad. I guess that's fine. And then that parasitic thing in the Dark Elf region is starting to look a little bit better now that I'm switched a lot of stuff over to parasitic. It's like 10% more upkeep though. It's like 30 more gold per turn per town. If we have like 10 towns like that, it's 300 gold. It's not insane, but pretty good. Alright, so we'll do a parasitic one here. And I decided I didn't want to do this one because it's a little risky. Not hugely risky, but just a little bit. We'll see how it pans out. Because is anyone even... Yeah, it's like burned right now, so no one's even there yet. Okay, well that almost worked out exactly perfectly. Okay. And then... Slaughterhorn Tribe kind of likes us. They're fighting the Drown. Do we want to befriend them? They can't pay us very much, though, for that. I mean, at first I didn't like Beastmen because they would burn your stuff, and I thought it would get rid of your towns, but that's not the case, so... How is Tarox getting work so hard? He's a super strong lord. I guess we'll wait.
Bringer of glory.
Okay. Alright, I think we're good on this, and then we'll just end this turn.
Bringing bad luck.
Okay, and that's going to be it for this episode. Like I said, next episode we'll start off. I think we'll go for that quest battle versus the Norskins. Kind of wish I had, like, more halberds, but I don't want to wait around for that. Hopefully Chaos Warriors with halberds are also only 1 turn to hire, even though they're technically tier 4. But halberds, I think late game, that is the most high impact infantry for most factions if you have good halberds. Because they are obviously extremely good against large units, and a lot of lords end up getting mounts, which make them large. So halberds are quite good. Have high armor piercing, extra reach on the siege. Again, sometimes some swords or great infantry can be good, but halberds are particularly useful at trying to combat these like late game large monster threats. Okay, but anyways, that's gonna be it. So we got a pretty decent army here. We've got a more solid front line with 3 of these Warriors of Chaos. Got a more respectable air squad here instead of the whatever they are, the little harpies or gargoyles. Still got that steam tank rocking. So we'll figure out what we want to do. So we'll probably do the quest battle. We'll see where we want to go next. I was thinking Dark Elves, but if they are going to like steer me towards doing Cathay or Ulthuan, we can figure out which one of those we want to do. I'll have to review, Cathay and see what the benefits are. Ulthuan looks okay. Might be kind of tricky, but we'll check it out. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thanks. Have a good day, and we'll see everybody next time. Be sure to like and subscribe.